Hey.
Please like copy of me.
Welcome to our podcast. And today we're talking about
Babe.
we're talking about how you're perceived by others and what traits or emotions would people associate you with. And what really brought me to the cuz what's that Pixar movie with the emotions and stuff?
Yeah.
Because you know how, like, everyone has there's one person that's mainly in charge.
Right. There's one emotion that's mainly charging your brain.
Mm-hmm. And what is yours?
Mine? What is mine?
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's pushing all those buttons?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you. Is chill an emotion?
I guess. I
Calm?
guess you could do whatever you want.
I don't know. I guess whichever emotion keeps you like nice and chill and not freaking out about a bunch of things.
Are you internally freaking out about a bunch of things, or do you really not care?
It's not that I don't care, it's that I don't see the point in freaking out about something that's ever changing.
Okay, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Then how do you think you're perceived? Well, let's break this down. How are you perceived by, like, a stranger? Like, if someone just met you, what is the vibe you think you give off versus someone who's known you for years?
That's really hard to say because I really don't get opinions from people. And with the way people perceive me before they talk to me versus after they've known me is usually very, very different. Because as you said, people at your old job, and maybe even your current job, they were like, wow, your husband seems like he's mean. Like, I guess people in general, when I'm just going about my day-to-day thing, when I'm not like thinking or actively doing anything, they instantly perceive me as, oh, he's
you have resting bitch face.
I guess I have resting bitch face. I guess. But I feel like once you get to know me, I guess you finally figure out like I'm a pretty lighthearted guy who doesn't mind helping, and if you need to talk about something, he's like, whatever. I'm the perfect secret vault because I don't remember your secret after you tell me unless you bring it back up. Ayo. Which, does that even make me a secret vault?
It just makes you forgetful, I guess.
Yeah, but then I remember it the moment you can tell me a little bit about it. Then I remember the whole thing. But yeah, I think that's how people perceive me. And I know a number of times people have just, I guess, as something that I do just naturally, not that I purposely do anything like that, but people have told me that I just let them be their natural self a lot. And that I don't make them feel weird for being their regular self. So I've heard that a number of times. So I figure that's how people who I know personally begin to perceive me after a while.
Acceptance.
Yeah.
But is this acceptance from the chill, do you think? Or is that something added on that you've put onto your personality?
Acceptance from the chill? Like, explain that.
Like, are you accepting because you're chill? Or is acceptance some other, let's say, little person in you that controls certain aspects?
I feel like that's another person. Like, they work in tandem. Like, they co-workers. They probably share the same cubicle. Side A, side B. Don't cross my line, bruh. But I feel like they're still separate, but they usually work together. Because I feel like when I get overly agitated, my acceptance meter kind of like dies down a little bit, just because I'm just like, I'm too agitated. I don't have time or the mental energy to process everything that's going on right now because I'm not where I need to be. That makes sense.
Okay. It just feel like what makes up a person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've said this a shit ton of times at this point. But, like, personality traits that we carry with us into adulthood, like, where did they stem from originally? Like, are you accepting because you've been around a lot of acceptance and that's something that you deem is something that is necessary? Or have you not been accepted and you know the pain of it and you wouldn't want to do that to anyone else?
I'm going to say the second one.
I'm
going to say the second one because I don't think I was just inherently around a bunch of acceptance, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, my parents didn't have any huge dilemmas with me as far as, like, oh, what they don't want me to do, and this and that, throughout my entire life or whatever. But I just feel like, in general, growing up as a kid, dealing with other kids, you notice there's a lot of non-acceptance going on. And I, at one point, was a person who was non-accepted, and I feel like I wasn't hurt by it, but at the same time, I didn't understand it. But then I would see it happen to other people, and that's why I'm just like, there's no reason for me not to accept who you genuinely are. Like, if you come at me being someone who you're not, and then you try to flip the script and be who you are, granted, I may accept that that's who you are, but I won't want to be around you. Because, I don't give you any reason. Within the first 30 minutes of knowing me, I don't give you any reason to be anyone other than who you genuinely are. Because at the same time, you're never going to catch me being someone completely fake and then flipping the script like, okay, now I'm genuinely me. Like, you're not going to catch me doing that. There's no reason for me doing that. Especially right now as an adult. Like, if you don't like who I currently am,
right, then
there's no reason for us to even fake being friends at all. At all. So, I feel like as a kid, I started that. I started that in middle school when I was just by myself. I as a kid by himself, as the youngest, going to school by yourself, I feel like you get the ability to become who you want to be or who you are, for the simple fact that you don't have anyone else, like, imposing on you, like, you know, like, think about you and your sister. You know, you said the only reason you've ever gotten into a fight was because of your sister, right? And,
well, not because of her, to defend her, because she is a savior of types.
Okay, but still, that's because of your sister, because of who she is, and whether she would do that with or without you around at that time, you'll never find out, because you guys were always going to go to the same school, period. So she's never actually had that time growing up to experience life outside of, oh, I have my family around, I have someone around me.
I think she did. I think when I was gone, you know, she was completely by herself. And it's not to say that Fran and my mom and dad weren't there, but she went from, well, me too, we went from spending literally every day together since we were born to, video chats once in a while? Because I was 7 hours away.
I guess, but I feel like by high school, everything is already set in place. High school is just, how you say, the last of the fine-tuning that's going to happen to you. That was my phone.
That was his phone. I don't buy that, though. I really do feel like, yes, high school is very molding of your personality and who you are. But at the same time, there's so much that happened after that I believe made more of a difference in my life than anything before that. Because we've talked about this before about... what's it called? These moments in life where things just, you knew things were going to be different afterwards.
Okay.
The turning points.
Right.
And I don't know, I feel like you can gain more or less another little person in your head by these turning points, because it forces you to live something you never lived before. And that changes people. Changes them permanently sometimes. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, even sometimes people younger than that, you know, they'll experience something in elementary school and that will stick with them for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And my mom always said, it's not where you come from, it's where you're going. Like, no one, at the end of the day, no one's going to really care about who you were. It's what you're doing now. And how you're going to live your life after you make your own decisions.
Right. That's kind of like in the 100 when they were like, Murphy, you can't be making all these decisions and then trying to renege on them when they don't go the way you want them to, because...
We just finished the 100. It was really good.
We did.
Really
the last episode was actually really good.
It closed so nicely.
It did. It didn't Game of Thrones it.
Right.
It didn't Walking Dead it. All these major big blockbuster TV shows fuck up their endings. But this little CW TV show that went 7 seasons, look, they wrapped it up nice with a bow on top.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't bad.
Like, low key, if you wanted to do a spin-off of it, of
Don't
like...
do it.
No, but it has to be really specific, and it can only be in like 2-3 minute shorts for a couple episodes. If you wanted to do a spin-off of it, of like... But it would have to be a crossover. It had to be a crossover.
I'm not even going to go into this with you.
I'm just saying it had
to be... That's another episode.
Okay, that's not... I'm just saying it had to be a crossover of like other TV shows, because nukes don't just launch and you be like, oh, you got 20 minutes. That don't happen. If you want to do a spin-off of like everything leading up to that point, 2-3 minute shorts, that would be cool too. But that's just like extra backstory. Anyway. Don't do that. It better not be no 30-minute show. It better not. If it's a 30-minute show, it's gonna suck. You're gonna have 2 episodes and it's gonna be video. Game over. I'm just saying. Okay. Well, that's the end of our podcast. I feel like I didn't get to ask Babe how people perceive her.
You'll never know.
Oh, we will know. Because guys are gonna meet us over in Dwayne's Corner.
Are we doing Dwayne's Corner today? Check out Dwayne's Corner if you haven't. It's actually really good. We go on deeper tangents.
Yeah. And it also usually happens after I go run and use the bathroom. Like, I've got to go right now. So this is bye for me. I'm run. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for joining us. Do not listen to him. Love you. Bye.